Happy Friday, everybody. After weeks of doing nothing productive in any way, shape, or form besides hanging ponies all over my bedroom with thumbtacks, I've decided to record something for you all today. Yep, so thrilling. I just make your Friday so much better, don't I? Today I'm going to be reading A Terrifying Slumber, which is on filmfiction.net. So many fanfics on here. I'm not even kidding anymore. Let me just read the first line so I know what voice to use. Also, before I start, this is a grimdark, I'm fairly sure. It's about, well, you'll see once I start reading. Let me begin. Hey, Twilight, a movie theater just opened up in Ponyville. We have to watch a movie, suggested the excited Pinkie Pie, bouncing a rubber ball alongside Twilight, who was at the park taking a stroll with Pinkie. We need to gather the others right away. That's a great idea, Pinkie. We should. I've always wanted to go watch a movie with everyone ever since I read a book that had suggestions on what friends should do together, said Twilight Sparkle. Alright, I'll go round up Dashy, Fluttershy while you get Applejack and Rarity. Pinkie Pie, what kind of Before Twilight finished what she was about to say, Pinkie stood on one hoof while bringing other three legs to her right side. Then in a flash, she dashed off with amazing speed. Movie do you want to watch? How does she do that? I really should perform experiments on her one day to see how she does all of those weird things. Twilight then decides to first go to Sweet Apple Acres and invite Applejack. She then stands on one hoof and brings her three legs to one side of her body, and then she thought to herself, now what? I guess I should swing my limbs over while pushing off my hoof? She did what she thought, and only resulted in her limbs stretch out in front of her body in midair. A few feet off the ground, then a thud. Twilight fell to the ground, and every pony in the park stared at her. She then got up with a forced smile, trying to act like nothing happened, and then walked away thinking, well, this is embarrassing. Later, she arrived at Sweet Apple Acres, where she spotted Applejack pulling 2 carts full of apples. The orange earth pony sees Twilight and starts walking towards her. Howdy, Twilight. What brings you here to Sweet Apple Acres? Me and Pinkie are going to see a new movie, going to the new movie theater that opened up, inviting every pony to come watch a movie with us. Sorry, Sugar Cube. I'm a mite busy with all these apple trees that need to be bugged. Oh, okay. Next time, then. Twilight sort of said, disappointed look on her face. Twilight then walked over to Rarity's shop, opened the door, and saw Rarity snipping some high-quality looking fabric. Rarity looked quite busy with a disheveled mane and bags under her eyes. Twilight then interrupts. Rarity, is everything okay here? Oh, Twilight, sorry, I didn't notice you come in. You see, I've been up all night trying to make this wonderful dress for Sapphire Shores. Anyways, what did you come here for? Asked the white pony. I was about to ask if you wanted to go to the movies with me and Pinkie tonight, but it seems you're awfully busy. Yes, I'm quite busy with this dress, and I'm awfully sorry. It needs to be perfect for a refined mare that came from Canterlot just to buy a dress from me. Then she will tell every pony of my wonderful fashion sense, and every pony will all come buying dresses from me, said proudly by the ambitious Rarity. Okay, well that just leaves me, Pinkie, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy then. She leaves with another disappointed look. As soon as Twilight left Rarity's shop, Pinkie suddenly shows up in front of Twilight. Hi, Twilight. Twilight flinched into a scared position, her 2 front hoofs covering her face. Any luck getting Applejack or Rarity? Pinkie, don't you know that you really scared me? Anyways, Applejack and Rarity are both busy, so how about Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy? Well, Dashy said that she would go with us, except she asked to go to Cloudsdale needing her help, and Fluttershy couldn't go because Angel was sick and she had to take care of him. I guess that just leaves you and me. What about Spike? Well, I could bring him along, except he's sick and sleeping soundly in his bed. So it's just the 2 of us. Let's go now and check the time when the movies are going to start. God, I don't like the... Before I go on, I really don't like the grammar this is using, but that's just me being a failure, I guess you could say. And I'm getting Skype messages. Well, fuck. Okay, give me a second, guys, so I can catch up to what I was doing. Here we go. The two ponies head over to the movie theater, and they asked each other which movie they should watch. They looked at the movie posters that were up and tried to watch one that Wait, what the hell am I reading? Were up and tried to watch the one that tried to catch their attention. The one that caught their attention was a poster they saw with a sleeping pony at the bottom of the poster, and above it was a dream cloud of a colt being bounded by ropes against a wall with darkness around and nothing could be seen, except a knife covered in blood being lifted up by magic hanging in front of the colt ready to impale him. The title says, "A Terrifying Slumber." Kinky? That's not in the fanfic, but I wanted to say that for some damn reason. "Let's go on, shall we?" "That one!" the ponies shouted while pointing. They both bought a ticket and went to the theater number and sat down as the movie was about to begin. The movie told the story of a young unicorn named Incubo that had the ability to enter other ponies' dreams and turn it into a nightmare. The nightmare covered everything in darkness in the pony's dream, and if the pony dies in the nightmare, they die in real life. Twilight was afraid and horrified that she had trouble keeping her eyes open while watching the movie. She was brave enough to let her ears hear everything, though. She heard screams of terror and a maniacal laugh that followed with it. Nightmare on Elm Street much? She then heard a joyful laugh as if the movie was funny. She looked over her side to see Pinkie Pie laughing her flank off. She was laughing so hard her sides were hurting, and she was tearing up. Of course, every pony glared at the pink pony and let out a loud shh. After the movie, they both walked out of the theater, and it was already nighttime. Twilight asked Pinkie with a puzzled expression, "How in Equestria did you find that movie funny? I had a hard time watching it and trying to keep my eyes open." "Well, it wasn't scary at all if you laugh at it. Remember, it's like the time we were in the Everfree Forest. It's only scary if you believe it's scary. The more ridiculous the murder, the harder I laughed. I can probably do things worse than let the people around you become zombies. If you put it that way, I guess it makes it a lot less scary." After the ponies said their goodbyes, Twilight went immediately to bed. She had a dream with her and Pinkie. They went to the movies again and watching the same movie. Twilight was still scared, but heard Pinkie's laugh and remembered what Pinkie told her. So Twilight started laughing. Then Twilight realized she was the only one laughing and the movie stopped playing. She looked to her side at Pinkie, but something was terribly wrong. Pinkie was staring at Twilight's face, while Pinkie's eyes were black and her pupils were small and red. She had a serious look on her face and asked Twilight, "What's so funny?" Twilight jumped up out of her seat and slowly backed into the wall. It was only her and the pink monster that wasn't Pinkie. "Zoggled Pinkie Pie. Nice touch." The pink monster walked closer to Twilight, laughing. It sounded as if it were Pinkie, but only if it were more demonic. Ropes then came out of the room, and each grabbed a limb and stretched out Twilight, binding her limbs to a wall with her back against it. The pink monster laughed more, and then pulled a bloody knife from under the seat. The room was suddenly pitch black where Twilight was against the wall. The pink monster pointed the tip of the knife for Twilight and lets it go. The monster disappears in the darkness, and the knife was being completely controlled by magic. Twilight was so afraid she couldn't even talk. Then she then thought that if she died here, that means she would die in real life. Sweat started pouring from the purple unicorn, trying to break free from the ropes. The knife then flew straight at Twilight and was about to stab her, but fortunately she caught it using magic of her own. As she sighed in relief, the pink monster jumped out from the darkness, grabbing a hold of the knife by the grip and forcing the knife into Twilight's chest. "Die, die, die," were the only words coming from the pink monster. Twilight then used her magic to grab the pink monster and push it away while keeping the knife in front of Twilight, still being held by her magic. She then used her knife to cut through the ropes, and Twilight fell into the darkness. She screamed until she landed on something hard, and it was shrouded in darkness. She couldn't tell what she landed on, but she didn't want to move from all the fear of falling. Then Twilight shouted, "Who are you?" A maniacal laugh was heard in front of Twilight, and a light pierced through the darkness, lighting up an area approximately 7 yards away from Twilight, and black clouds swirled around the lighted spot. After the many clouds subsided, it became a black unicorn that had a full white moon on her flank. 7 yards. That's a very, picky number, I should say. Her mane was also black, and her eyes were gray as if she was blind. I am Incubo, and I have gone from time to time terrorizing ponies in their dreams. Their fear and terror only makes me stronger. After I've had fun with the ponies, I kill them in their dreams and move on to the next victim. What made you so sure that you will be able to get anything from me? Stated Twilight. You silly little pony. I came in this town, witnessed you and your pink friend together at the movies, looking at the movie based off of me. I went into the theater and kept my eyes on you two. Then I saw you cower in fear. I enjoyed watching you cower with your eyes closed, all that fear inside of you. All that power I can obtain. Then I made up my mind and chose you as my next victim. Or do you think you'll be able to kill me so easily? This is my dream, and I control what happens here. She then used her magic to conjure her 5 friends, each equipped with their own necklaces that had their cutie marks on them. Twilight then made her crown appear on her head, and they combined their attack and shot a rainbow to destroy Incubo. Incubo screamed while being hit by the rainbow. Her body was gone, no traces of her were left. Then light lit the area, making the darkness go away to reveal Twilight and her friends were standing in Ponyville as the sun came up. Twilight was relieved that it was over. Then she turned to her friends who were staring at her with black eyes. And Twilight said, "No, it can't be. It should be over." Incubo laughed from the background and said, "It may be your dream, but I can manipulate it as well. Goodbye, Twilight. See you in hell." Her friends suddenly pounced on Twilight as she screamed her best, and her best friends bit pieces of her flesh off. She couldn't do anything but scream and feel pain all over her body as if her friends became flesh-eating zombies. She was then completely covered in her own blood, with her organs and her friends' hooves just gnawing away at them as if it was food. Incubo showed herself in front of Twilight once more, and Twilight watched Incubo transform into Twilight herself. Covered in blood, the fake Twilight was walking toward her with a huge demonic grin. Twilight then let out one last scream and managed to sit up straight. Ah! Spike then jumped out of bed and asked, "What happened? Is everything okay, Twilight?" That was a really bad scream I did, by the way. Twilight ignored the question and examined herself. She was fully intact and happy to see herself in her bed with the sun shining brightly outside. The only problems were that her bed was soaked in her throat from her nightmare, and she had awoken Spike, who was still sick. She looked at Spike and said, "Good morning, Spike." Spike, with a forced smile, trying to laugh, trying to hide her embarrassment. You wouldn't believe the dream I just had. Well, they used, like, third person, like, stuff in there. Like, occasionally there was that awkward, non-fitting sentence. Not the best fanfic, in my opinion. I don't normally pre-read these, but I think I might want to before my next recording. I don't know what else I should feel. Or, I don't know what else I feel I should read. Let's see. What's this one I just clicked? I'm getting so distracted. Anyways, I'll just let you guys get back to enjoying your Friday. I'll record again maybe tonight or tomorrow. Bye, every pony.